Have you ever stopped to think about the tiny creatures scurrying across your kitchen counter? The ants. They seem so simple, so insignificant. But what if I told you that beneath our feet lies a hidden world? A complex civilization with secrets so bizarre, they sound like science fiction. Today, we're diving deep into the ant colony to uncover mysteries you never expected. Get ready, because your view of these tiny insects is about to change forever. Let's start with something mind-blowing, farming. No, I'm not talking about a cute little ant with a tiny straw hat. I'm talking about genuine agriculture. Meet the leafcutter ants. These guys are the original farmers of the animal kingdom. For millions of years, long before humans ever planted a seed, leafcutter ants have been cultivating their own food source. You've probably seen videos of them marching in long lines, each carrying a piece of a leaf like a giant green flag. But here's the twist. They don't eat the leaves. So what are they doing? They're using those leaf fragments as fertilizer. Deep inside their underground nests, they chew the leaves into a pulp and use it to grow a very specific type of fungus. This fungus is their sole source of food. It's a perfect symbiotic relationship. The ants provide the fungus with a safe home and a steady supply of nutrients. And in return, the fungus feeds the entire colony. They even have specialized gardener ants that tend to the fungus, weeding out any competing molds and keeping their crop healthy. They've essentially domesticated another species for food. It's a level of agricultural sophistication that is just astounding. Now, let's talk about war. Ant societies aren't all peaceful communes. In fact, they can be incredibly brutal. Some ant species engage in what can only be described as total warfare. They raid neighboring colonies not just for food or territory, but for slaves. That's right, ant slavery. Species like the Amazon ants are specialized slave makers. They have these huge, sickle-shaped mandibles that are perfect for fighting but are completely useless for everyday tasks like digging or feeding their own young. So how do they survive? They launch massive, organized raids on the nests of other, less aggressive ant species. They storm the nest, kill any resisting workers, and steal the larvae and pupae of the ant babies. They carry this stolen brood back to their own nest. When these captured ants emerge as adults, they don't even realize they've been kidnapped. They just get to work, treating the slave maker queen and her colony as their own. They spend their entire lives feeding, cleaning, and caring for their captors, who can't even feed themselves. It's a chillingly effective and ruthless survival strategy. Okay, from the dark side to the superpowered side, did you know that ants can essentially become zombies? There's a terrifying fungus called Ophiocordyceps, more commonly known as the zombie ant fungus. When a spore from this fungus lands on an unsuspecting ant, it's game over. The fungus begins to grow inside the ant's body, taking control of its central nervous system. It hijacks the ant's brain. The infected ant is forced to leave its colony and climb up a nearby plant stem. It doesn't want to, but it has no choice. The fungus makes it climb to a very specific height and orientation, the perfect spot for the fungus to reproduce. Once in position, the fungus forces the ant to clamp its jaws onto a leaf vein in a death grip. The ant then dies. And the fungus continues to grow, eventually erupting from the back of the ant's head in a stalk. This stalk then releases new spores onto the unsuspecting ants below, starting the horrifying cycle all over again. It's a real-life horror movie happening all around us. But ants aren't just victims. They're also incredible architects and problem solvers. Take army ants. These ants are nomadic and don't build permanent nests. So what do they do when they need to rest or cross a gap? They use their own bodies to create a shelter. Hundreds of thousands of army ants will link their legs and bodies together to form a living, breathing nest called a bivouac. This structure protects the queen and the young inside. The outer layer of ants is tightly interlocked, while the inside is a network of tunnels and chambers, all made of living ants. Even more amazingly, they can build bridges. If they encounter a gap in the forest floor, they don't go around it. A few ants will stretch across the gap, and more ants will crawl over them, adding their own bodies until a stable living bridge is formed. The rest of the colony then marches across this bridge of their comrades. This isn't a pre-programmed instinct. It's a dynamic, real-time solution to a problem. They're constantly adjusting the bridge's size and strength based on the flow of traffic. It's a stunning display of collective intelligence and self-sacrifice. And what about their strength? We all know the cliché that an ant can carry 50 times its own body weight. But some species, like the Asian weaver ant, can hold 100 times their own mass while hanging upside down. To put that in perspective, that's like a 150-pound person lifting a small car over their head. But their individual strength is nothing compared to their collective power. A group of ants working together can move objects that are thousands of times their own weight. This cooperative power extends to medicine too, as ant medicine. Ants are masters of hygiene. Living in crowded, underground nests is a recipe for disaster when it comes to disease. So, they've evolved some incredible defenses. Many ant species produce their own antibiotics. It's the metaperal gland, a unique feature of ants, secretes powerful antimicrobial compounds. They groom themselves and each other with these secretions, effectively disinfecting the entire colony. Some ants even practice a form of social medicine. When a member of the colony gets sick with a fungal infection, healthy ants will intensively groom the sick individual, applying their antimicrobial saliva to stop the disease from spreading. They're essentially giving their sick nestmates a dose of medicine. It's a form of social immunity that protects the whole superorganism. They understand that the health of one is crucial to the health of all. But perhaps the most surprising thing about ants is their longevity. Most insects live for a few days or weeks, but an ant queen? She can live for up to 30 years. 30 years. She can lay millions of eggs in her lifetime, single-handedly populating an entire empire. She is the heart and soul of the colony, a living historical record. When she dies, the colony, which can be millions strong, usually dies with her. It's a testament to the importance of the individual within this massive collective. And speaking of massive, let's talk scale. The largest known ant supercolony is truly mind-boggling. An Argentine ant colony in southern Europe stretches for over 3,700 miles, or 6,000 kilometers, along the Mediterranean coast. It's made up of billions of individual ants living in millions of cooperating nests. And the craziest part, you can take an ant from one end of this colony in Italy and drop it in a nest on the other end in Spain, and it will be accepted as one of their own. They all share a similar chemical profile, recognizing each other as part of one gigantic family. This is, without a doubt, the largest cooperative unit of animals ever recorded on the planet. From farming fungi and enslaving their neighbors to building living bridges and practicing medicine. The world of ants is so much more complex and fascinating than we could ever imagine. These tiny creatures have created societies that rival our own in their sophistication, brutality, and ingenuity. They are a superorganism, collective intelligence that has conquered nearly every landmass on Earth. So the next time you see an ant, maybe don't be so quick to dismiss it. Take a moment to appreciate the incredible, hidden world it represents. A world of farmers, soldiers, architects, and doctors, all working together in a society that has thrived for millions of years. What other secrets are they hiding right under our noses? Thanks so much for joining me on this journey into the ant world.